Welcome to Dance to Heal. I'm your host, Jenny C. Cohen. Join me as I share stories of how dance and movement can bring healing in a way that is safe and tailored to your life. I'm a cancer survivor, mother of two, and an award-winning performer who found that movement was vital to my recovery. I created Dance to Heal Wellness and also authored the best-selling book, Outside in Recovery, Dancing My Way Back to Myself After Breast Cancer. I will bring new techniques to help you on your dance journey and healing path. Are you ready to move? Dance to Heal starts now. With over 30 years experience, Jillina is known for her global influence as a soloist, creator, and producer of multiple companies such as Jillina's Sakhlala Dancers Company, Belly Dance Evolution, and Jillina's BDX Experience. In addition to the previous role of artistic director and main choreographer for Belly Dance Superstars, Jillina has also performed on Dancing with the Stars and supported over 300 dance studios and teachers with the program #Together We Move in 2020. She continues to find deep reward in sharing the art of belly dance through coaching, teaching, choreography, and productions. Without further ado, I am so honored to be here in Jillina's home and introduce you officially to Jillina.
Hello. I should say aloha. Welcome to Maui. This is the backyard, so come visit me. I'm always excited when friends come to the island.
Yes.
And I always tell them, come over, I'm going to spoil you. I'm going to create a beautiful, healthy, delicious lunch for you today, and we'll sit here and just enjoy time together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is actually the location of Jillina's Maui retreats.
Yeah, Maui Dance Retreat.
Yeah. Do you have any coming up at all this coming winter?
I have January, so we do one in January, and then we have a second one in February, March. So I do 2 a year, and I do it during whale season, because that's what's really unique about Maui. It's a whale sanctuary. About 13,000 humpback whales come passing right through there. You can see the blowholes. Whoa. And it's a really special location. And it's a very intimate setting because it's only 10 of us. 10 of us. We share all our meals together here. I do a lot of the cooking. I take pride in that. I love it. I will spoil you. There's a cold plunge over there. There's a sauna. There's a jacuzzi. There's a swimming pool. And we just spend a lot of intimate time together. So it's what's unique about that one specifically, it's because it's artist development. So I give personal feedback coaching on each individual artist. So they come and present a piece. We also work on a lot of technique and choreography that I share. But we also do yoga, overlooking the ocean. We have, it's really like a healing type of scenario.
Yeah. I love that. So we're going to put a link down here in the bottom of the screen for you to check it out. It sells out really fast, so make sure you get on it and get on Jillina's email list, okay? All right, Jillina, give us a scoop. Like, who is Jillina? Because I have some of my members who they don't know you're so famous in our dance circles. But someone who's brand new to dance, because I'm hitting some of you now. Who are you?
I'm just the girl next door. You know, when I teach, or I was just teaching in Rome recently, and I was looking out at over 100 students in front of me, and I always feel like I'm that person. I'm just that hungry dancer that just keeps wanting to learn and grow. And I don't see myself as this famous person. I just see myself as this hungry dancer and hungry for knowledge and hunger for growth. I think the thing that has kept me around for over 30 years in the belly dance community, teaching, producing, directing, and all of those things, facilitating retreats, is consistency. Being consistent, consistently showing up, and it's not always perfect, but I'm consistent of showing up. And if I make a promise that I'm going to be there, am consistently showing up and being there and being on time. And that's kind of who I am as an artist, is somebody who continues to be hungry for growth.
Yes. So speaking of growth,
Yeah.
will you share with us the role of dance in your life, how it was first introduced, how it's evolved, what it is now for you?
Well, the name of my company is Evolution. So
We didn't plan
jazz
that.
heads. Yeah, I know, but you do it. It's like an instinctual thing. So evolution, and I love that you say evolve, because as human beings we're evolving, as artists we're evolving, as a dancer I'm evolving. I'm constantly evolving. So I got into dance not as a young child. I wasn't like dancing from 3 years old. So you would call me late. I kind of got into my teens and then late teens, and then I took it a lot more serious in my 20s, and just got obsessed with it. Got really, really obsessed with it. So I started with like sort of jazz and contemporary and hip hop. Then I found belly dance, and it was love at first shimmy. I always say that. I traveled to Egypt. I dove very deep into that and really dove deep into the training, trained really, really hard, and then worked really hard. And I would just kind of have that balance of taking what I learned, applying it, going back and applying it. And I just had that cycle for a long time. And it helped me to grow really fast in the community. And then over the years, then I became a director and a choreographer, and I started my Sahlala dance company.
Yes.
And then I joined Belly Dance Superstars, and I was the artistic director and main choreographer. There was a lot of other choreographers there. Toured as one of the performers. What a great, exciting, incredible experience. Challenging, lots of crazy challenges.
That's how I met her when she's touring.
Back in the day.
In Boston.
So, yeah, that's right, in Boston. And, reflecting back on that, it's like, God, I've really evolved a lot. So looking back through that, then I started Belly Dance Evolution. And from that, I grew into the BD Experience, which is very exciting for me because it's really creating new opportunities. And I just go in as a director. And I just give all my time and energy to elevating other dancers as a coach, as a director. And it's really something that I'm proud of, I have to say. So coming from the baby belly dancer into the teacher role. And one thing I will say is that back in the day, I think I told you this story, but when I used to do across the floor, like if you've ever done, jazz or contemporary, there was across the floor, pas de bourrée, chaîné, jeté, and all of that. I would literally panic because I was the worst one in class. I couldn't do it. I wasn't capable. I didn't have good technique. I would have like flooding tears coming across. And I would just cry my way across the floor. But I did it. I kept doing it. I kept showing up. I was always literally the worst one in class. But I did it consistently. So if you told that dancer, Jillina, so many years ago that I would become a teacher and a coach and a director, I don't think I would have believed it. So I think what I want to say about that is follow your dreams, follow your passion. If you have a hunger for something and you have like a passion that you're able to dedicate to a craft, go for it. Because, I feel like I'm living proof that dreams do come true.
Yes. And I do want to also make sure that our audience understands Jillina is also a phenomenally inspiring and moving performance artist.
Thank you.
So how has that changed your performance aspect of this job? Because I've if you go and follow her on YouTube and find all the videos of Jillina, you're going to see how she shifted and changed and morphed. Because like now these days, all she has to do is walk on stage, do one little move, and those of us who know her, even those of us who don't know you, we are moved. What has shifted? It's been different. Something shifted.
Maturity.
Yeah.
Maturity, like that emotional connection to the movement. So reflecting back on the baby belly dancer, I didn't have a lot of great technique. I always had a lot of charisma. So I'd get out there and I was very enthusiastic, but I really put the time in and put the work in. So like one of my mentors, Sahara Saida, is... she kind of describes that really well. It's like you can't really get into that state of emotional connection and deep, sharing that until you build that really strong technique that you're not in your head thinking about. and it's in your body, and you built that muscle memory, and you built that myelin in your brain,
Yeah.
that it flows through you, that then you can really start connect emotionally to that, and then using your life experiences.
That's big. That's big because
That's
my
big.
first teacher, when I was a baby dancer, would say to me, "You don't have a story to tell until you're in your 40s," which is not to say we don't have
Yeah.
some phenomenal younger dancers.
Absolutely, yeah.
And yet, at the same time, someone who, because I'll be 55 in July, right? So, like, it's a different movement energy
Yeah.
when someone
True.
who's seen life has danced versus, even if they're beginner dancers,
Yeah.
technically, they move
I
differently.
think it's an important topic with our community is ageism and how that relates to what we do, who we're hiring, who we're seeking after. And one thing that's interesting, like, oh my God, the other day, even in the last Belly Dance Evolution production, I had a dancer who was 22 in the cast. I had a dancer that was, I think, 57. So it's a wide range. And I think it's important for us to also, not discredit those younger dancers because they have a story, they have athleticism, they have something unique to bring to the stage, to bring to the art.
Of course.
And then those older dancers, they have maybe more of that rich depth to their story, right? So when as a producer, as a director, it's like I have all these different parts, and I like to bring someone as like, oh yeah, when we have this, like, this. The flying fan veils, I want to have someone like maybe a little more athletic there. And when I have a slow taksim or kalsum, I might pull out the more mature dancer for that. So both have to have the technical, ability.
Of course. Right.
But it's interesting to see how that's evolved. And I feel like I'm able to tap into that more and being confident and secure in myself. I used to start to get, a couple of years ago, I was getting insecure about aging and feeling like, do I still have it? What the hell am I doing here? Right before you go on stage, and like the freak out thing. And then just realizing like, okay, I'm asking myself, have I done the work? Have I put the time in? Have I rehearsed this presentation? As is this really prepared? So that's something that always gives me confidence, is putting the time in and preparing it. And knowing that I have something to share when I get to the stage. Am I going to be doing like the spins and the Turkish drops? Probably not. Not this year. I don't know what's going to happen next year. Anything could happen. I got my splits back, by the way. It's very exciting. That's very exciting. Because I lost it for a couple of years. Somebody stole it in the middle of the night. Have you lost your splits?
Oh, girl.
They come and go, but
you
know what? If you keep working at it, so I started my yoga practice and I started like doing something consistently daily. Like I have a 15-minute practice that I do every single day, non-negotiable. Boom.
See, here's the key though. Yeah, that whole practice thing, because in our previous episodes, we talk about having some form of movement that gets you in your body. And this is basically what you've been doing.
Yeah, I get on the mat and it's non-negotiable. So, especially living here, it's like I get up really early because I like to live with the sun. I get up really early. I get on my mat. I do my yoga practice. I do a meditation, and then I get in the sauna and the cold plunge.
Yeah.
So I do like a physical thing there, and then after that, not every day, but then maybe I'll add like a weightlifting or a cardio. Or go hiking for more of my cardio. I like to be outside. So, but doing something consistently, at least 5 days a week, can make transformational changes. And, everybody is like, oh, I'm so busy. Everyone's walking around with their busy trophy. But it's like, really? You don't have 10 or 15 minutes? Are you a surgeon?
Yeah.
I'm a dancer. Like, everybody calm down. That's what I want to say.
I know. That's simple. Some of my clients, I'm like, can you just do energy clearing 5 minutes a day? I don't have to. 5 minutes. You're on your phone longer than that.
Yeah.
On average per hour. Forget about per day.
Yeah.
Per hour, you're longer than that. So why would we not deserve that for ourselves? Just even that check-in daily. Okay, next question.
Yes.
If a person who sees you on stage is so enthralled and they want to take classes, what do you suggest they do?
Having an in-person teacher is incredibly valuable. So also what we discovered through COVID, through this like terrible situation, is now we have access to the whole world. So there's all kinds of online opportunities. I've taken advantage of that, certainly, and trained with people that I've always dreamed of training with. And I've connected with students from 15 or 20 years ago that have come back into my life, and then we train together online. So I do think that also having an in-person teacher is incredibly valuable. So find somebody local, something that you can do consistently, that's not a 2-hour drive. You know, if you can find that in your area, and a couple times a week, or even if it's once a week, and then take an opportunity for the online training, because there's a lot of good stuff out there. And I think having consistent training and a consistent practice will get results. If you do it once a week, you're probably not going to get the results.
Right.
And I would say at least 3 times a week, an hour and a half would be like kind of almost the minimal if you really want to start to see progress. Right? So I think it's every dancer is different. And I'm sure, Jenny, you've heard this 1,000 times. Well, how long until I'm going to be able to learn to dance or learn to do a certain practice? It's like every human is different.
Everyone's different. And here's the thing, you know, I brought Jillina on to explain the perspective of someone whose living is dance and dance performance and dance production. And this is one side of this extreme, right? Some of us watching this video, they're like, I don't even want to dance. I'm like, well, you know, move to the sound of birdsong. I don't really care what you do, as long as you're moving, because you pull yourself out of your stress responses and you pull yourself in your present. My thing is the movement and the classes. I love what Jillina, what you're saying. You've got to get into class. That's the community that builds the energy for you. And being
and like, I love that you brought in community, because that is what keeps me showing up every time.
Do you have an online community they could join if they wanted to?
I do. I have a monthly meetup. It's a hip circle community, and I started it over 2 years ago. So once you're a member, you have access to all of the archives. Like, I would be incredibly impressed if somebody could join now and actually take all the classes, because it's a lot of content there. And I dive deep into a specific topic every month. So whether it's folklore or the classics or layering or drum solo or props or ageism or just different topics. Like I want to go like deep in a topic that I you know, sometimes I have guest teachers too. So I bring in people who are specialists at certain things. So I love the monthly meetup. We meet 30 minutes early for circle time, because that's, you know, I love my circle time. And I, you know, scratch your own itch, if you will. I love being in a circle and having a discussion and talking to dancers from around the world with different perspectives and just sharing an anecdote, if you will. But that's kind of also the very special thing for me. So we circle up, and then we do a 90-minute class, and then it's recorded and it's archived forever. So
I love that.
It's pretty special with that. But community, that's why it's called the Hip Circle community.
Yes. Being in this post-panini time, I call it panini. It's just because you know, there's so much heartache wrapped up in that word pandemic and COVID and lockdown. So, and I'm not making fun of it. I just want to pull back. Going into more neurolinguistic programming, we talk about finding a middle ground by pulling back. We chunk up a little bit, and everyone sees it has the panini. I'm sorry, it is true. I love the hip circle. So join us sometime, okay? Because we do need community. And who wouldn't want to be in a hip circle with Jillina? Stop it. And of course, I'll meet you at her Malibu retreat, okay? Because I'm sorry,
Maui.
Oh, that was your old one. That was a
That's
flop
right.
up. Her
That
old
was
one
also
in
oceanfront.
Malibu.
We're just on the other side of the ocean. We're looking at Malibu.
Yeah.
I know. I've said that many a times. Oops, it's Maui.
It's Maui. It's
an upgrade. It's 2.0.
I know, it's 2.0 retreats, right? So we're going to end on one last thing.
Yes.
What is one...
Can I come back to the panini?
Yeah.
I like that. Is, you know, I think that it was a big shift in our community. And as a dancer, as an artist, is something that I tried to kind of reach for. It was that there was a big change happening, and instead of just like getting into survival mode, it's like, here's an opportunity to transform.
Yes.
It transformed a lot of us. Like, I feel like I've transformed as an instructor. For the entire time, I didn't perform, and all I did was teach, and I dove deep into that, and I thought, this is beautiful, how much I loved it. I didn't realize how much I loved it. So I think with that perspective is when those situations come up, hopefully not another panini, but, how can we use change to transform instead of just survive through it? So I think looking at it as a positive, as a transformational opportunity. It's an opportunity to grow, to learn.
Yes.
I feel like I grew more in the last couple of years than I have in the last 10 years.
Oh, I love that. We're going to end on that. So remember, you've heard me talk about this, and I'm going to reiterate. Change, which is movement, will get you out of your fight or flight response. And remember, the fight or flight is either fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. We're all in one of those when we are triggered, and sometimes we don't know.
Yeah.
And movement will help you change and get out of those responses.
I think you've been saying movement, and I think the word dance scares people. A lot of people who don't dance.
Yeah.
And that's why I think the word movement is really powerful. And I'm so glad that you're using the word movement because, I always say if I don't know how to dance. When I say the word, I don't know how to dance.
Yeah.
And I ask them, can you walk?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you can walk, you are literally dancing. If you're in your body, if you're just moving through it. And I think there's too much fear associated with the word dance. So I love that you're using the word movement. And I gravitate towards that too when I want to kind of open up that door and get people to move and get in their body. So thank you for sharing that.
Yes. My podcast is called Dance to Heal.
I love
My
that.
tagline is, are you ready to move?
Are you ready to
Because
move?
that's the bottom line, right?
Yeah.
When we're in some type of stress response, we're not moving. At least not when flight is one of the stress responses. And at the same time, it's not growth.
Right.
It's moving away from it because we're trying to get out of danger.
Right.
And we're really not in danger anymore, world.
Yeah.
We're not. We're not. We are fine. We are present here.
Yeah.
You're here in Maui.
Feel the aloha.
Feel the aloha.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jenny.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Aloha.
Thanks for listening to Dance to Heal with Jenny C. Cohen. Come back next time to hear stories of recovery through movement and learn more ways that you can move your body. To work with me and continue your journey, visit OutsideInRecovery.com. Are you ready to move?